Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Saturday to you. I hope that you are doing amazingly well today. It's early on a Saturday morning, so some of you may be sleeping in, and that is perfectly fine. You can always come back and watch this video on the replay. We're here this morning on the Free2Prayz Solutions Incorporated page to present to you another Career Corner conversation. And so, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you if you have been here last Saturday and the Saturday prior. Even thank you for joining us if you popped in on Thursday night for our So You Think conversation, which was centered around So You Think You Want to Be a Leader. So, my name is LaShonda Briggs, and I have the privilege and pleasure of serving as a director of professional development for Free2Prayz Solutions Incorporated. Free2Prayz Solutions Incorporated is a nonprofit faith-based organization that is centered on serving by way of providing uncommon solutions to the community. And so it is Professional Development Month. I'd like to also say Career Development Month during this month of November. And so we are here to talk to you about today's topic, which is how to deliver your best. Yes, how to deliver your best. We won't be on here very long, just a quick conversation to get you thinking about some things. And so, before I do that, let's go ahead and just take a look at the screen momentarily, just to let you know a little bit more about what Free to Pray Solutions Incorporated offers and what we are about. As I stated, we are a nonprofit organization that focuses on serving the needs of the community, and we do that in various ways. We care and support the homeless. We look out for opportunities to support those in need. We have support groups. And so not only do we focus on professional development, we also have services centered around mental health counseling, mentoring, also some administrative support services, along with ministry source, if that's something that you are in need of, or being able to get your business affairs in order for your small business or for your personal business. So I just wanted to put that out there. In addition, listed on the screen is how you can get in contact with us. And also, if you feel led to, feel free to donate. And so we are, as I said, a 501c3 nonprofit faith-based organization. So all of your donations are tax deductible. So we hope you're encouraged to support. All right. So once again, good morning and thank you for being here. Hopefully you've had a sip of coffee. I do not have mine yet. Actually, I'm probably going to drink some tea. But either way, let's go ahead and get this conversation started. So good morning again. Today, as I stated, we're going to be talking about delivering your best, how to deliver your best. And one of the things, and this is specifically centered around how to deliver your best in the workplace, but I think some of these principles can also be used when you consider how to deliver your best in general, right? And so, one thing I find it hard to believe is that people show up in any area of their life, whether it be work or whether it be personally. People, I do not believe, this is my personal belief, that people do not show up to do a bad job. People do not show up to give their worst, right? Ultimately, if it's something that people believe in, something that they want to do, you show up with the intention of, I'm going to do my best. And there are times when we may see challenges where people are not able to deliver their best, or you feel like you might not be able to deliver your best. You're really trying, you're really striving for what you want to do or how you feel you should contribute to the spaces that you're in, whether that is in your personal business, that is working for someone else, whether that is in your organization, a private organization, social organization, your church, or even in your home. And sometimes we realize that it gets challenging to show your best and deliver your best, and that's because something may have changed. Okay, and truly, when you see individuals or when you may have come into some type of change or struggle, you have to be willing to go deeper, to move beyond the surface of how you feel and figure out what's really going on. Here's some of the things that I find to happen when we see individuals who are struggling to deliver their best. It could be in a couple categories. They have misaligned priorities. Really, they could be in a space where they don't belong, and so their best is they're not suited for the environment that they're in. and it's hard or challenging to deliver your best for a couple reasons. One, because what you may have to offer is not valued where you are. And those are misaligned priorities between the organization or company that you're with and your personal standards or your own um, internal belief system. And so it gets challenging to give your best because it doesn't feel like your best is going to be valued. So that's one of the things. Another one of the things is that it may be a nature of skill. You just may not know how to deliver in a particular area because you're not equipped with that particular skill. There could be also where you know what to do, or you have the aptitude to do it, but you just don't want to. There's a will issue. But what I find to be the most common thread in this idea of delivering your best and the challenges that come up with it is that there's something that's changed. There's been an adjustment, a shift somewhere, and we see it as a result in behaviors, right? And this could mean in the workplace, people see it. So your boss may see it, your coworkers may see it. In your personal life, there's a shift or something that's taking place, and your friends see it, your family members see it. And so when there are shifts that happen, I feel like one of the things that sometimes we're challenged with doing is acknowledging that something is changing. Instead, we try to put on a brave face. We try to show up in spite of. We try to bury whatever it is that's going on, and we are not, willing to tap into it. One, because it may be complicated, it may be challenging, it may be personal, it may be something that you just really don't want to talk about, and so you still try to show up to give your best, but your energy is depleted, right? Your focus is off. And so in that, when you want to deliver your best, but you're struggling to do that, we're going to talk about a few things that you can focus on. One of the things I remember in my previous job is I went through a lot of personal challenges while there. And I had been at that company for some years before anything, I guess I would say major, significant, or traumatic happened in my personal life. So I was accustomed to showing up every day, giving my best, showing up for the people that was there, regardless of who I worked for. So far as who was my supervisor, I wanted to show up for my team members or for the employees that I worked for as a manager. And so at one point, life was a little complicated. It was a little challenging, and things were changing in my personal life that disrupted the way that I would normally show up. And so, one of the things I had to be willing to do is acknowledge that I want to give my best, but right now there are some circumstances that are precluding me from doing that. There are some circumstances that are shifting my focus, and my behaviors are different. So I show up, but I'm not as positive, or I show up and I'm not as energetic, or I show up and my focus is not all the way aligned because there was a lot that was going on. And so one of the things that I had to do is what I'm going to suggest to you in order to deliver your best in the workplace or really in any space of your life is one, to be honest with yourself. Take some time for self-reflection. Instead of masking, instead of covering up, instead of pushing through it, take some time to understand what it is, right? It may be something internally. It may be something mental health related. It may be something personally that's happening to a loved one, a family member, or a friend, and it's by way directly or indirectly affecting you. There may be an increased level of stress in your life. And so you have to take time to be honest with yourself about what's going on. Because if you're not willing to confront and address it, there's no way that you'll be able to get what you need to help you get through it. And so that's what I had to do. I had to focus on being honest with myself. The fact that I really had a desire to do well, but I was challenged in doing that because when I showed up at work, my mind was elsewhere. Oftentimes we would tell employees or people, you would hear people say, oh, leave your problems at the door. Don't bring your personal life into the workplace. Here's the reality. It's very hard to separate and leave your personal life outside of work because you spend majority of your time at work. And so it's impossible for your personal life not to bleed into work because it's you, right? It's a part of the package that comes with you. What I rather would suggest is instead of encouraging people to leave your personal life at the door or separate business from personal, is to create a more inclusive and supportive environment where we understand that you are an individual and you're complex and you have different things that may happen. So what we would like for you to do is to communicate when things change, right? When there's a shift, when you've done that personal reflection and you realize that you're challenged in being able to deliver your best, then you need to be able to communicate. And that's the second thing. Not only are you being honest with yourself, but you're being honest with the people around you. And that may be your boss, it may be a HR professional, it may be some type of supportive services that's available through your job, like counseling or therapy, or maybe a therapist, it may be a close friend. Find someone you can confide in and be able to tell them, hey, I'm really struggling right now in this area of my life. Personally speaking or professionally speaking, whatever there is, if there's a challenge of some kind, be okay with communicating that. Because when you don't communicate, when you choose to continue to keep pushing through, and you're not honest with other people or even honest with yourself, it's impossible for you to get the support you need to help you get to the place where you're back at 100, or where you're back at giving 100%. So the first thing, be honest with yourself. Take that time for self-reflection if you want to deliver your best. The second thing is be honest with those around you. And then thirdly, seek the support that you need. There's so many resources, so many opportunities, avenues, and open doors that are available to you. But if you don't ask for them, if you don't seek them out, if you don't communicate what your needs are, then you can't be supported. A lot of times people wind up, and this is something that I often saw in the workplace, people had a lot of stuff going on in life. And instead of communicating what was going on in life, they were choosing to try to get through it or deal with it outside of work. But it was bleeding in, and it shifted their behaviors in the workplace. They weren't able to perform. They weren't able to deliver. They were off. Their focus was off. Their energy was off. And then that led to disciplinary action because they weren't able to perform and deliver. But when you go a level deeper and you get out of the surface of just how are you doing, but ask really what's going on, then you uncover and discover more about what's going on. Now, here's the one thing that I also must admonish you is that if you are in a supportive role, or you're in a role to be able to help other people, you have to be genuine in your care and compassion. You can't ask people what's going on and you really don't care, or you're there for the sake of being nosy, or you want to share somebody else's business, right? When people are struggling to deliver their best or show up as the best version of themselves in any area of life, they need genuine support, genuine compassion. So when you ask someone, not just how are you doing, but what's going on, take the time to listen. You may not have a solution, right? You may not have the answer. And truly, some people aren't looking to you for a answer. Some people aren't looking to you to solve their problem. They just need an outlet to be able to share it. And so when you're being that supportive voice or the supportive ear, do so in a non-judgmental way where people can confide in you and know that when they share what's going on, you're taking it from a place of, I understand, I can empathize with you, and I'm here to support you, right? And so you have to create that environment, essentially a safe space where people feel it's okay to trust you with a vulnerability. Because the reality is, it's hard to separate who you are as a person from who you are as an employee, because you're all one and the same, right? Now, some people can very well get into the mode. They could turn off what's happening outside. They can come in the workplace, knock out their 8 and skate. And then other times, it's a little more challenging. As much as I desire to show up and not allow my personal life to affect me, I realized that I had to give space and acknowledge that it was, right? When I would show up at work because I was dealing with an aging, ill parent, the pressure and weight of that as an only child was heavy. But I was showing up to be someone's manager and to support someone else when I was like, golly, where's the support for me? And it became heavy. And so I had to have a conversation with my manager and say, listen, I definitely don't want to give less than my best. But here's what's happening in my life. And the best thing that they could have ever done was, one, listen and offer me support. And so do that, right? Trust the fact that there are people who are in your sphere, in your corner, who will listen and who will provide support so that you can show up as the best version of yourself, right? So just a recap again. When you're struggling to deliver your best, and that's by way of showing up as the best version of yourself in the workplace, it may be for various reasons, but ultimately there may be a shift personally or something within your life, in your environment, and now it's affecting you in the workplace. Do these 3 things. 1, be honest with yourself. 2, be honest with someone else that you could trust. And 3, seek the help and support that you need, because your present situation, the circumstances that's affecting your life now, will not have to continue to affect your life forever. or you find a way to cope and deal with what's happening in life, right? So I hope that in this quick career corner conversation that you are encouraged to, yes, continue to do your best, continue to show up, and be the best version of yourself in the workplace or in any space of your life. But when those times are challenging and it's not as easy to do that, just choose to be honest with you and with others, and then ask for the help that you need. Because I promise, if you ask, you'll find it, right? So I hope this has been helpful for you. Just a quick conversation this Saturday morning. I definitely look forward to seeing you again on next week in two different opportunities. One of those opportunities is coming up on next Thursday when we're going to close out our So You Think series with our live conversation. So you think you're in shape. You think you're in shape, but you might not be. So we're going to talk about that. And then next Saturday, we'll be here again to wrap off our career corner conversations next Saturday morning at 9 a.m. We're going to be talking about beyond glass ceilings, dealing with glass ceilings in your life. So once again, let me share with you our information for how you can contact us or obtain support and what you need. We are here to partner with you in your journey of growth and development and help you find the solutions that you need in order to be the best version of yourself. So you can contact us on social media platforms, and if you feel the need or would desire to donate, listed on the screen are various ways in which you can do that. Once again, I thank you so much again for being with me this morning for this quick conversation. Look forward to seeing you soon in the next couple videos, and have an amazing rest of your Saturday. Take care.